Hello, am I on there? There we go. Hi, this is Annette Emery. Thank you for having me. I want to speak on the budget. Budgets are difficult, and budgets reflect priorities that schools give and priorities for our students. I need to point out that in 2021 so far, there's been over 270 mass shootings. And the Sacramento PD and Sheriff Department, they're recording a massive amount of guns being pulled from the streets. I do not think that now is the time to go and look at removing the Twin Rivers Police Department from our schools. The police department, they're doing something right. And by the way, hats off to Chief Lugo. I think he's the right leader. They're assigning specific officers to schools who know the students and the students know them. That gives trust. Now, if you just went and had the sheriff department or the police come every once in a while, that's not going to happen. They're not going to know the students. I also know the Center Unified School District also uses TR police, which means you have money coming in for the department. I do not think you're going to really save that much money by saying, let's get rid of the police, but now we'll contract out for sheriff and police will come when they're able. You will not be getting money from Center, and I'm assuming many of the parks districts also use the police. So when we're looking at the budget, shouldn't the safety of our students and how they're feeling and knowing that they're safe be a big part, because students do not do well in school if they are not feeling safe. So I just really want to show support for having school police. I think it is the best way to get trust, to get students trusting and police knowing the students so that they could stop things from happening before, hopefully it never does happen. Thank you so much.
Any other speakers, Mr. Alcara?
Yes, Madam President. Our next speaker is Kula Cohen.
Yes, can folks hear me? God, I'm actually a little sick after hearing that last comment. My name is Kula Koenig, and I'm the founder of the Social Justice Politicor. Just a couple of things. I do appreciate being able to call in, but I do think you should allow people to raise their hand for items because I had a comment to say after the discussion on equity, but because I only signed up for the budget discussion, I wasn't able to call. I wasn't able to raise my hand. So it would be better just to at least have folks be able to raise their hand, which I know that San Juan does, versus just you put in a comment and that's it. Anyways, now I have to use part of my 2 minutes to talk about equity. I'm bothered by the throwing around of the term equity by folks on this dais and leadership. And reading the job description of the equity director and the coordinator clearly shows a lack of understanding of equity, which is scary if you're paying someone, the director, $120,000 a year and not understanding what equity means. You cannot say equity and access for all students, or eliminating educational inequities and disparities for all students, or every child deserves a fair and equitable education, because equity means that you are targeted and focused on those who are the least and those who have been underinvested in. It means you're focused on those. So it's not every child a fair and equitable education. That means equal, not equitable. I just really want people to use the words and don't all lives matter and have this word not have meaning. Equity means you're focused on those who need it the most. So it's not all students. Also, what is safety? I heard Annette Emery's comment and it got me emotional because there's something called the school to prison pipeline. And when you have interactions with police and students, especially students of color, which we know are disproportionately in prison, right? That is already putting our Black and brown students in the way of the school to prison pipeline and the prison industrial complex, okay? It starts in school, and my time is up, but can you please respond to the letter that we sent out on April 21st around, we wanna know what's in this budget. I couldn't even see the police budget in here. I couldn't search for anything. I couldn't see it in the PowerPoint that was there. The PDF is unsearchable.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Chair,
thank you.